Hold on to your seats because today's hottest images are about to blow your mind. Picture this. A Russian infantry vehicle loaded with soldiers rumbles across a rugged battlefield. Everything seems under control until they spot it. Buzzing right overhead is a Ukrainian FPV drone. The driver slams on the brakes and you can almost feel the panic starting. Without wasting a second, the soldiers open the doors, jump out, and scramble for their lives. But here's where it gets wild. That little FPV drone is nowhere to be seen. As soon as the soldiers get out of the vehicle, they lock onto their prey. The now abandoned equipment doesn't stand a chance. Boom! The drone hits the vehicle with a direct hit. Smoke billows into the sky and metal shards fly everywhere. The military vehicle is suddenly fried, a smoking wreck on the battlefield. How crazy is this? Speed, precision, unreal. You have to ask yourself, how are these drones flipping the script in this war? The soldiers escaped, but for how long? Stay with me, because this jaw-dropping moment is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive into what it all means. Okay, you've got to check this out. These clips are unreal. We're diving right into a live operation, watching it play out step by step like we're there. Imagine a lone Russian soldier trudging through this rough, war-torn terrain, probably thinking he's got it all under control. But then, out of nowhere, here come the Ukrainian troops. Their vehicle screeches up, and before you can blink, they're piling out, moving fast with one goal: take this guy alive. The Russian soldier spots them and, whoa, he doesn't even hesitate. He drops to the ground like his life depends on it, hands up, totally caught off guard. Now here's where it gets intense. The Ukrainians swarm in, all business, and slap handcuffs on him quicker than you can say surrender. We'd be thrilled if you'd support us a little by liking the video and dropping a comment. Hold up, because what you're about to see is absolutely wild. We're talking about $1 million investment, some serious Russian-made combat vehicle, rolling through the battlefield like it owns the place. But then, out of nowhere, this tiny $100 FPV drone swoops in, loaded with ammo and ready to make a statement. Can you guess what happens next? This little guy isn't just a toy, it's a game changer. With one swift move, it slams into that beast of a vehicle, and kaboom! The whole thing erupts into a fireball. Flames everywhere, smoke pouring out. It's like something straight out of an action blockbuster. How does a cheap drone take down $1 million machine? That's the crazy part I can't get over. The Russians probably thought they were untouchable, but this footage proves otherwise. It's insane to think how fast tech like this is flipping the script in modern warfare. Want to know what this means for the battlefield? Hang tight, because this is just the beginning of the story. We'd be thrilled if you'd support us a little by liking the video and dropping a comment. In the most jaw-dropping video of the day, a group of Russian soldiers trying to escape a Ukrainian PV drone panic-strickenly run towards a house they think is safe. They are out of breath, drenched in sweat, and probably thinking, if we can just get in, we'll be fine. They burst through the door, slam it shut, but here's where things get crazy. What they don't know is that something is watching them, something silent, relentless, and locked on their every move. In the sky, that small drone, loaded with explosives, hovers like a predator stalking its prey. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't second guess. In an instant, it focuses on that house and dives straight in. And then boom! The whole place shatters into 1 million pieces. Dust and debris fly everywhere. But what about that drone? Mission accomplished, it disappears into the chaos, leaving nothing but debris and a huge wake-up call. Nowhere is safe anymore. An abandoned town. A Russian military team advancing in silence. But there is something they don't know. There's an unexpected threat watching them from the sky. From high above, the Ukrainian drone operator carefully monitors all movements. Soldiers round the corner of a building, perhaps looking for a safe spot. But at that moment, just when they are most vulnerable, a decision is made. The explosion shatters the silence. Dust and smoke rise into the air, and the abandoned town suddenly turns into one of the hottest spots of the war. The operation is a success. The Ukrainian army neutralizes one more enemy team. We'd be thrilled if you'd support us a little by liking the video and dropping a comment. A settlement used by the Russian army as both a shelter and a hideout was targeted by the Ukrainian army with drones carrying smart munitions. Imagine what happened at that moment. The soldiers felt safe here, perhaps planning their next move. But something unexpected happened. There was an unseen danger in the sky. The drones approached silently, moving like hunters. They spotted their target, analyzed it instantly, and then headed for the most critical spot. They quickly dived toward the structure where the soldiers were, and then, bomb! Within seconds, the supposedly safe area was leveled by a massive explosion. The drones completed their mission flawlessly. These images prove how technology has become a decisive force on the battlefield. The advanced air defense systems of the Russian army are right on duty, but a great danger is approaching. Kamikaze drones silently soar in the sky, locking onto their targets one by one. And the attack begins. The first drone quickly dives at the target. Within seconds, there is a massive explosion. The hull of the defense system disintegrates, smoke begins to rise. But this is just the beginning. The massive structures that were supposed to protect the skies are now just useless metal on the battlefield. We'd be thrilled if you'd support us a little by liking the video and dropping a comment. Striking images continue to come from the battlefield. The underground tunnel, which the Russian army has been using as both an ammunition depot and a safe hiding place for months, was completely destroyed by successive drone attacks. However, the most striking moment of the incident happened after the collapse of the tunnel. The footage captured the moments when two Russian soldiers slowly stepped out amidst the smoke rising from the tunnel. The soldiers, who did not raise their hands at first, realized that there was nothing left to do after seeing the destruction and chaos around them. Realizing that they had no choice but to surrender, the soldiers, after a brief hesitation, put their hands on their heads and started moving forward. The footage clearly shows the operator observing the soldiers' movements moment by moment and directing them safely to the surrender points. The patient and controlled demeanor of the Ukrainian forces is striking. The soldiers move towards the designated point with their hands in the air and with slow steps. These moments reveal both the psychological and strategic dimensions of the war. The helplessness and surrender of Russian soldiers after the devastating drone strikes in quick succession clearly reveals Russia's weakness and loss of morale on the ground. Breathtaking moments in the first footage of the day. The Russian military team, carefully advancing in the trenches, is about to complete their mission when a sudden surprise comes from above: an explosive bomb. After the explosion, the footage shows the smoke slowly dissipating, revealing the silhouettes of soldiers lying motionless on the ground. The tension and violence of that moment almost locks the viewers to the screen. The impact of the bomb is so great that all activity in the area stops in an instant. We'd be thrilled if you'd support us a little by liking the video and dropping a comment. Dangerous activity on the border in Sumy region. The Ukrainian military detected a small group of Russians trying to sneak across the border and quickly took action. The footage shows the Russian group trying to carefully move through the dense vegetation on the borderline, but Ukrainian reconnaissance teams noticed the movement. After confirming the group's advance, the Ukrainian military responded quickly and decisively. The area where the Russian group was located came under intense fire with mortar shelling. The smoke and flames rising from the area due to the explosions showed how effective the attack was. The Russian group reportedly tried to take a defensive position in the first moments of the attack, but had to quickly disperse due to the intense mortar fire. Tension is at its peak in hot footage from the battlefield. A Russian military convoy is being tracked step by step by a Ukrainian drone operator. As the convoy carefully moves forward, the Ukrainian operator waits for an opportunity and takes action at the most critical moment. At this critical point, the operator activates the FPV drone loaded with bombs. The footage clearly shows the drone quickly heading towards its target and diving between the vehicles. The drone finds its target and the first vehicle bursts into flames as a result of the explosion. We'd be thrilled if you'd support us a little by liking the video and dropping a comment.